Achievements made easy. Lag walkthroughs. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to what I believe is part 5 of our achievement walkthrough for Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. We finished our first run on easy, and now we're going to do the hard mode run, which is very hard. Make liberal use of the save system. If you want to do extra grinding, feel free. If you want to spend the first hour just grinding enemies to get your weapons and armor leveled up before you move on, I'm not going to stop you. The first part of the game is the most difficult until we start getting everything leveled up. That doesn't mean the ending of the game is easy, but if you're not using your healing items, which you shouldn't be, you want to save them for boss fights and towards the end of the game. You should be able to get through the game and get to the final bosses with enough healing items to make it fairly comfortable. But with that in mind, make sure that you're saving regularly, saving in new slots if you need to. We are going to be skipping a lot of the stuff. We're not going to be getting any of the documents or books or maps or any of that stuff. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say. We're going to go through this game in the hard mode run, and it's probably going to be a little bit frustrating. So go down to special features and get the difficulty to hard. If you want to swap to other costumes, you can, but as I've already said, the other costumes just don't touch the panda costume from Onimusha 1. Back out, and we're going to start a new game. We will have a new character interest, so if you do want to watch the scenes, again, feel free. I'm going to be skipping all of them.
A new warrior, Jubei Yagyu, heard about a demon.
Just like the beginning of our normal run, I'm going to recommend we run past all of the enemies to start here until we get a weapon and the ability to absorb souls. So, we're going to make a save here in our new slot. This is probably going to run us 8 to 9 hours, depending on how much you struggle. We're just going to run past the enemies here. Again, there's no benefit to fighting them. We can't get orbs. We can't, get any health back, whatever. Again, we're just going to run past everything back to the door here on this next screen. And once we get to this screen, we're going to have the stones pop up, and then we're going to run to the left and grab the herb behind the bamboo. Then head to the other side and grab the frog again. And now you can hop across the rocks. And into the cave. We're going to go all the way through the cave again. Into the door, you're going to get a scene here. You'll get the charity orb and the play instructions after. And we're going to go grab the herb from the chest behind us. So we're going to go back through this cave. We are going to fight the enemies that pop up in front of us, but we're not going to wait around. You can still kind of crit them fairly easily, but they do a lot more damage than they did on easy. Go ahead and kill as many as you want. Try to grab the statue in tandem with killing some of the enemies to boost your XP, and we're going to run outside and hop over to the Burrito Shrine to grab it. This will bring us to Imasho Village or town or whatever it is called, I can't remember.
In 1568, gold was... Gold!
After all the scenes, we're going to go straight forward into the blacksmith. We're going to go down that path and grab the cloth, just like we did in playthrough 1. And then we're going to do the lever and grab the bow up top on that platform. So run back to the beginning, into this room back here, pull the lever, and then, of course, run over to the platform. Again, we don't use the bow very much, but I'm grabbing it for you just in case. There's a couple of those hands that it can be useful for. The hands are kind of an interesting enemy because they only show up in like the first half of the game and then you never see them again. We're going to exit the building and we're going to go up to the mine right away. You don't need to grab the mushrooms. Feel free to, again, fight the enemies here, absorb their runes, whatever you want to do. Or orbs, sorry, I've been playing Elden Ring a lot. Of course, grab whatever gold you drop, and make your way up to the top. We're going to get told by that guy that we need the permit.
Do you have a permit?
And then we'll go back down. Again, kill everything you want. You can, like I said, you can stay up here and just grind out XP for as long as you want. Do keep note. If you find yourself struggling to survive, there is that magic well in the inn here. So you can run over here, use your magic attacks, try to get you some health back. You can actually just spam magic over here, run back to the inn, refill, and come back if you want to grind out that way. That is kind of the least skilled method to do it, but if that's the way you want to do it, feel free to. It's going to make your playtime significantly longer, but hey, you do what you need to do. Head back into town, and we're going to go over to the... oh, excuse me. We're going to go back and grind out 2,300 gold. That's my bad. I didn't read ahead. So what are we at right now? 1720? We probably have 2 or 3 more runs. Once you have enough gold, we're going to head down into town to the shop. And we're going to buy everything. Now we're going to head over to the inn and introduce ourselves to Magoichi and Ekei. And do not go upstairs here. We are meeting Kotaro later, so there are 3 different scenes for meeting Kotaro, so we have to spread them out across our 4 playthroughs. So there's a specific point where we are going to go meet Kotaro, so don't go wandering around and accidentally trigger it. I will point out to you when we are going to do that. So go back over to the guy here by the door and buy the permit. We're going to go over to the magic mirror here and enhance our burrito as much as we can. And then we're going to make a save. If you don't have anything you think you need to go back for, then you can override your previous save. Otherwise, try to use extra save slots. That way, if you wind up saving with like 10% of your health and you put yourself in a bad spot, you might be able to go back to a previous save where you have more health and potentially give yourself a better advantage. All we're going to do now is go back up to the mine, so I'm going to grind out enemies on that path one more time before we head back up. And make sure you don't talk to those 2 guys there, because we're going to meet Kotaro later on. Once everyone's dead, go up to the mine, talk to the guy, give him a little pass, and we're going to go inside just like before. Make sure you're keeping an eye out for the breakable kind of boxes that can be hiding gold. And destroy them as you're going through. We're going to go down into the left. You don't need to open the regular chest, but we do want to do the puzzle chest, and of course always watch out for the random gold on the ground. We need to use the bottom arrow on the right and the left arrow on the bottom. This will get us the Burrito secret combo, which is invaluable on this playthrough. So if you weren't using it on easy, down, up, X on D-pad. You can do it while looking at the person with the left analog stick, but it's a lot harder to do. The timing is harder to do. You have to be making sure you're facing the character, and you have to... or you can do it like that, just looking at the character. It's a lot more difficult using the left analog, in my opinion, so that's why I recommend you use the D-pad for that. You can just quickly press it and then press X to add the 4th hit. Get comfortable doing that. We'll be doing that a lot on this run. Go back to the magic mirror. Feel free to save again if you want to. I do recommend saving regularly. And then we're going to go up the right path through a couple of rooms until we meet the stabby lizards, the lizard swordsman. Again, keep on the lookout for some gold. There's one that's hidden there by that box. I was able to grab it before I destroyed the box, but... in the next room, again, there can be some gold. And then in here, we're going to meet the lizards. We're going to try to time the lizards to crit them. and we'll grab all 4 of their orbs, hopefully at once, to get a nice boost to XP. We're going to continue to the next room, and we're going to crit everything, all the lizards in the next room as well, if we can. Make sure you're on the lookout for purple orbs if they do pop out. You can grind out for them if you want, and we may end up doing that before the boss just to be safe so that we have Oni mode. I'm pretty sure we're going to be grinding out some orbs before the boss anyways. Okay, nothing there. We're going to head toward the screen again. We got to go get our ice spear, of course. So, continue through this. You're going to have a scene after you fight these first 4 lizard swordsmen. You're going to have a scene where I believe Ekei helps us. You can tell who's going to help you because if you look above me there on the support beam, Magoichi or Ekei will be sitting up there, and the one who's not sitting up there is going to be the one that helps you. So, Magoichi is up there, so that means Ekei will be coming in to help us. Skip the scene, fight everyone. You can try to crit these enemies, but Ekei will sometimes make it difficult because of the enemy aggro and punching or poking them before they... Once everything is dead, you're going to get another scene. Make sure you look out for any gold that was dropped before you move on, because it disappears when you move to the next screen. If it is an enemy drop gold, of course. Move into the next room. You don't have to grab anything. It doesn't, unless there's gold on the ground, of course, and you can grab the Hyujin Yari. We're going to return to the Burrito, though. We do have to go defeat that seal. But we're going to use the Burrito for combat purposes on hard. Because there's going to be some more lizards popping up here. And again, we're going to kill them. If we can. With everything done, move into the next room and do the same thing. Again, we have the easy enemies here. So if we can, we want to take advantage of their critable attacks and get as much XP and gold right now as we can. Okay, everything should be dead, so now we'll head away from the fork. You're going to have a scene in this room. And then we're going to have to swap to the Hyujin Yari. Do look for any gold on the ground. I don't know if it can spawn in after the scene, but take a quick look around. Hit the seal, and then swap back to the Burrito and go through. Again, watch for gold on the ground. There's a medicine in the chest here. And again, look for gold all around. We're going to enhance our Burrito up to level 2. And we're also going to work on getting our Hyujin Yari up to level 2. What we're going to do right now, though, is we need to go get some more purple orbs. So what I recommend doing is go ahead and save right here. We're going to run all the way back to that forest path out front, and we're going to spam our magic attack, going back to the inn to refill our magic. Unless we manage to get 4 purple orbs. If you manage to get 4 purple orbs, I recommend grinding XP until you can level up your Hyujin Yari to level 2. As nice as the damage reduction from armor is, having the extra firepower for your weapons is slightly more important at this point. And I will warn you, there's a good chance you're going to need to heal during that first Gingham Fats fight, so don't be ashamed to do so. Not going to be a whole lot of commentary here, because there's not a whole lot to say. Obviously, if you can, you want to try to get as many of the enemies killed in one go so you can absorb all of their orbs at once, but it's not really a luxury you can afford to worry about on hard. Getting hit 2 or 3 times can basically be the death of you once we get, especially once we get into the stronger enemies. So let's swing by the magic mirror here. We probably need about 4 or 5 more bars, so we're going to go ahead and save. And we're going to run outside, and we're going to go near the entrance to the town down here. The reason being is we're going to be using our magic attack to try to get purple orbs. And we want to be able to get back into the town quickly to get to the magic well so that we can refill our magic. I mean, the other option is just keep critting everything as much as you want to until a purple orb pops out. That might give you a crap ton of XP, and if that's the way you want to do it, you know, you have every right to do so. I'm not going to stop you. Just make sure you don't talk to those 2 guys in front of the blacksmith if you run back into town, and make sure you don't run upstairs. in the inn and somehow trigger the Kotaro introduction. Okay, with everything your magic restored and saved, what we're going to do is we're going to run out. We're going to use our magic attack on the first two enemies we see over here, and then we're going to crit everything until it dies. And we're going to do that until we have all of our orbs. If you have already upgraded your Baraito and Hyujin Yari, feel free to start working on your armor. Again, you could sit here and grind everything up to level 3 if you really want to. Sorry about that, folks. I had to take a phone call quick. So, I'm gonna get hit there. But we're gonna use our magic here again. While you're grinding, if you do get enough magic back through crits to use your magic again, feel free to do so. Again, our goal is to fill up our Oni meter here, so... It doesn't look like they're being too nice to me with blue orbs, so we're gonna go run back to the inn and refill and try this again. I don't even know if I'm going to leave this in. There's a good chance I'm going to cut out a lot of the grinding in the walkthrough. The parts where I'm really quiet and boring and stuff like that. Just so that it's not such a long slog. Again, I don't even know if you're going to see this. I might be cutting this part out, but... I'm not really doing this to be entertaining. I'm doing this to help you get through the game, so... I might leave it in and show off how boring I am, and... There we go. Okay, let's run back with our 5 orbs. That'll give us enough XP to level up our Hyujin Yari as well. Hyojin Yari, probably. It's probably something I'm not emphasizing the proper... Well, putting the proper emphasis on syllables more than likely, but... We'll go ahead, level up that. Again, once you get the Baraito and Hyujin Yari to level 2, anything extra you get should go into your armor. And feel free to save here. And now we're going to work our way up, and we're going to attempt to kill as many things on the way up to the boss as possible. Again, to get some more XP. And again, I'm going to be saving a lot. So we're going to make our way through the rooms here, killing everything that pops up. Again, just like on the previous playthrough, if I don't tell you to get something, we're not grabbing it. So watch out for gold now that we're back in the cave again. The gold has respawned, so pick it up. Go ahead and save here. And we're going to have our first boss fight. So this is obviously a lot more difficult than it was for our easy run. You'll likely have to use up all your healing items, and don't be afraid to do so. This is, again, the hardest part of the game until we get things leveled up. We get more powerful weapons and some of the necklaces and stuff like that. So if you need to heal, don't be afraid to. We're not actually that far off from getting. This is the only real boss we have um, before we're able to buy everything and get the white necklace. So if you have to heal up using the healing items you've gotten so far, the only other boss fight we have is that one with Gogen Dantis that we can't win. So use your heals up if you have to. Um, I'm going to go into kind of the details here. He has the two forms, the small one where you can block everything, and the large one where you want to run away a lot. Um, we just kind of hit and run at him once he grows bigger and try to avoid his attacks, which is not very easy. I've kind of covered most of this already in the first go around. So what we're going to do is we're going to run in RT and LT to become Onimusha and slash away with the X button until it goes away. Um, You're then going to have the Burrito out, hold RB, and press Y until you run out of magic, trying to absorb any orbs that come off of the boss. If you get enough back to use the magic again, do so. Then you're going to swap to the Hyujin Yari and do that magic until it runs out. If you get any magic orbs, you can go back into your inventory and check your Buraito to see if you got enough magic back to be able to use that magic attack again. If you get any purple orbs, feel free to try to absorb them so you can use Onimusha mode again. If you have to, use it again, it'll make the fight a lot easier. Other than that, all you can really do is wait and get damaged. Eventually, whatever your main partner is on this run, it currently is Ekei for us. They will show up when you're about down to half health, and you can try to use your partner to take aggro away from you, so that you can hit and run, get some magic attacks in, whatever you need to do, heal. The Buraito combo is not useful here unless you are running in and trying to attack him while he's preoccupied with Ekei, but even then it can leave you vulnerable to damage, and he's going to hit hard. So, your best option, and this is how most of the fights are going to go. We're going to use Oni mode, we're going to burn through magic for every weapon, then we're just going to try and bob and weave and kind of hit and run tactics until we can maybe absorb enough blue orbs to get our magic attacks back and use them again, or defeat him. That's how every fight's going to go on hard. But again, these earlier fights are the toughest ones in the game. Later on, the boss fights become easier as we have the upgraded weapons and all of that. So, that's kind of all you can do. We're going to time him, block when he's small, run around when he's big, and hopefully we'll be able to kill him. So skip the scene immediately, right trigger, left trigger, and just run up and start swinging away at him. You'll see he grew big for us. If he does, just keep using the Buraito magic. Switch weapons using the pause menu so you don't get attacked. And then we're going to switch to the Hyujin Yari, and we're going to try to use all of that magic up. And once that's done, we're just going to bob and weave and try to run around. Now, unfortunately, the camera is a pile of crap. So we're just going to run in and try to do a running slash on him when we get the chance to. And as you saw there, occasionally he'll get staggered, and you can get extra hits or orbs from him. And just like that, half our health is gone. We got hit by one of the boulders, and then we got smashed. There's nothing you can do about that. So you have 3 herbs and a medicine. Only use the medicine when you're going to heal with its entirety. So we're going to start using the herbs. And now that Ekei's in, we can kind of try to sneak up. But as you saw, trying to get the combo in there just got me in trouble. It left me open to an attack. So we're going to heal again. And there it is, folks. It's not easy. I used up all of my healing. Um, we had a pretty basic run there. I don't even think we got enough magic back to be able to use our magic attacks again. That's kind of the worst case scenario as far as the orbs he releases. Normally, he does release a lot more magic than that, or more purple orbs, and you have an opportunity to absorb more and get more extra attacks in. That was kind of the worst possible outcome for us, and we still were able to beat it. It wasn't easy, though. If you die, we have the save just before that. You can go back in and have to fight him again. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about there. You're just going to have to keep bobbing and weaving. I did do some stupid stuff trying to get extra attacks, and I used the Burrito combo as kind of a object lesson to show you, hey, you can use this, but it leaves you open to attack. So um, I'm pretty sure I showed you everything you can do to deal with that boss as well as possible there. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to me, but you might just happen that you die and you have to keep replaying the fight until you get through. So but once you have finally defeated him, we're going to go back behind him into the entrance. Look out for gold on the ground here as you go through. Again, we're going to ignore the guy, go into the back room and grab all the gold. You can ignore the chests just like we have in playthrough 1. And then once you grab all the gold, come out and talk to the guy for a scene. You'll get the red ring. You'll be spawned in back upstairs at the inn. Now you can go to the other side of the fire pit here and talk to Kotaro to meet him. And just like in our first run, we have to get the bones now, and this is where the fun part is. So walk over to the magic mirror. Go ahead and enhance whatever you want to. And make a save, because we now have to do the same thing we did in playthrough 1. We have to go through and give Kotaro the cloth, I think it's vodka to Magoichi, and the frog to Ekei until we get the fossilized bones. So, again, I'm not going to show this to saving and loading and all that fun stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and give him the first one. If I don't get it, I will come back once I do.
This is nice.
Well, that's rude. So Kotaro is my new hated person because that took like 40 reloads to get that bone. Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. So anyways, we need to go back down and go to the magic mirror and save. And now we're going to do the same thing with Magoichi for vodka until we get the fossilized bone.
I like trying new spirits.
Excuse me, I bumped the mic. And that was another 20 or 30 attempts for Magoichi. We're going to take a quick detour here. So go ahead and save. We got to go back to Magoichi now, and we have to give him the conch shell until we get the rouge. So just like before, give him the item until you get the rouge. R-O-U-G-E. Unfortunately, we got a power jewel, which is not what we are looking for. Okay, that only took I think like 4 reloads, so that one's not so bad. Once you get the rouge, go back and save. And now we have to give Ekei the frog until we get the fossilized bone.
Oh, it's so cute.
Okay, thankfully Ekei was not a jerk and he gave me the bone pretty quickly. All you gotta do is give him a frog and then he'll give you the bone. We need to go into the shop and buy what we can. If you've been grinding, you might be able to get a majority of the stuff in there. I can't remember how much it costs to buy everything. I think it's like 6,000 or something like that. So what we're going to do is buy all the non-armor items first. So we're going to be, what are we, 32, 42? We're going to be 200 short. I'm probably just going to go up to the path and grind out the gold to buy it all, to be honest. If you're a couple thousand off, don't worry about buying all the armor. Buy the regular items for sure. But in my case here, I think I'm just going to go up to the path and buy what we need. The silver armor is the most important because this is Oyu's playthrough, so we do want that. In fact, on this playthrough, I don't think we're going to give Kotaro his armor, so you might not need to buy that one. We do have to buy everything, of course, to get the white necklace, but I don't think we're going to be giving Kotaro his armor because I don't think we use Kotaro. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Buy whatever you can. Skip the armors if you have to, because there is a better way to grind the gold that you already know about where we'll go through and get everything. I'm just going to go up on the path and kill a couple enemies until I get the final 130 gold I need. There we go. There's enough gold. And we'll just finish off the shop since we're here. We're not going to get the orange necklace on this run. But we do have to go all the way back to the stable, so go ahead and do that. There's the guy sitting on the bench back here that you want to talk to 3 times. He'll give you a magic jewel. Obviously, go ahead and use it. Oh, it's at the top there because we don't have any healing items. I was very confused for a second. Go back to this chest here to get the Tengu mask, and now we're going to go up to the mine. I do actually recommend skipping the ninjas. They're just a pain on hard. Not really worth fighting. If you really want to do it, if you find them easy to crit, feel free. But I'm going to be, in general, skipping a lot of the items that I find troublesome to fight on hard mode and just focusing on the enemies that I can crit fairly easily. So if you find that maybe the ninjas are easy to crit, feel free to stand there and crit at them. I'm just going to be running past them and up into the mine. Apparently none of them are going to show up. There we go. Okay. I have no idea how I got hit either of those times, but okay. We'll just call it good. Head into the mine. If you want to go down in the left room to look for some gold, feel free. We're actually going to go ahead and enhance at the magic mirror here. And we're going to save in a new slot. Since we took some damage. Work your way through the room, grabbing any gold. Another room to grab some gold if you do see any. And then in this next room, run forward and save Kotaro. Obviously, the Burrito combo is what we're going to use on the Orb Swordsman until we get the Dukotsui at the end of the game.
Jubei, ready? Boom! Ready?
Once everything's dead, Kotaro will lead. And we're going to continue through. So at the fork, we're going to head away from the screen. We're not going to come forward like we did on the first run. It's not really worth it. There's an axe demon over there, but it's not worth fighting him. So we're just going, and we don't have to get the niter on this run for Magoichi. So what we're going to do is hit the fork, go to the back, and we're going to hit that room with the rolling lizards and the blue orbs. Just try to survive it. Crit the rolling lizards. We're just going to go ahead and run around this guy. We're going to get, we're going to try to fight. Work your way through the room once you kill everything. That is still a pretty tough room, even though it does have the rolling lizards, but it's tough because of the stupid camera angles. Not really because of the enemies, so. Same with the next room. If you remember, we're going to have a fight in this next room where there's going to be an axe demon and a bunch of enemies. The rolling lizards and then the hand on the other side of the room. Okay, folks, had to make a quick edit here. This next room, if you try to fight everything, is very tough. But there's a bit of a cheap way to get through it. You are going to take a little bit of damage, so make sure you have some health on you. But if you do, well, what's going to happen is, if you remember this room, there's an axe demon, a bunch of the rolling lizards, and a hand in front of the other door, the exit. But it's not blocking the entire exit. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of hover on the side of the room where we first spawn in, so all the enemies gravitate towards that side. Once they get over there, we're going to run past all of them. The hand is likely going to grab us once. We're going to, press all the buttons and the D-pad directions to escape, and then we're just going to run past the hand and leave Magoichi to his fate. So, kind of run in, skip the scene, stand by Magoichi. You can try to protect him, but he's kind of an idiot. And the crit timing doesn't seem to always work through your co-op partner, so like you saw there. But the enemies have kind of come over here, so now we're just going to start running to the other side. Again, we're going to get grabbed by this guy once. Just spam all the buttons to escape and then run around the left side, and you can escape into the next room. grab all the gold on the ground in here, and then run into the back room. Nope, I missed that. We'll grab it on the way back. The chest on the right has a mirror in it, so grab that. And then we need to open the puzzle chest, which is the right arrow on the bottom, the upper arrow on the right, the left arrow on the bottom, and the bottom arrow on the right. And this will get us the Hyujin Yari's secret combo. With that done, we're going to return to the previous room. I'm going to grab that gold. And we're going to use the red ring to enter the hole here. Once the portal pops up, we'll just press A to, once inside, to go down. You're going to have 2 log demons to fight down here. One-on-one, they're not too bad, because you can block everything. Do be aware that the Burrito combo doesn't stagger them, so try to get it in quickly. As you saw there, you can, if you just get lucky enough, depending on what attack they pick. See, that was rude. You can try the combo. The combo doesn't work that well on them on hard because it doesn't stagger them. So it's best to kind of just slash 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 block when you need to slash 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 until they die. You can get the combo to work on them, but that's kind of hit or miss. It's up to you. Move into the next room and go away from the screen to find a chest back here with, I believe, a crystal ball. Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to head up the stairs and you'll find an orb swordsman at the top. Which those are still very susceptible to our secret combo. Go up, you're going to get a scene at the top. And then go left or right and go up the path. And you'll get a scene before you enter the door up here. And then once the scene is over, enter the door. Grab the 2 items in the chest here. We don't really need the map, but the other chest is the incense, which we need. And oh, good, they're going to stagger hitting me. That's awesome. Try to ignore the archers and run into this left room as soon as you can. If you do need to heal, you're going to get an herb in the next room, but it is possible you can die in the next room. So just keep that in mind. We do have the magic well here, so don't be afraid to just spam magic in the next room. But for now, go place the 8 in the upper right slot, the 6 in the upper left slot, the 2 in the bottom left slot, and the 4 in the bottom right to solve this and get the bronze mask. Immediately enter the back door, and you're going to have the little hand in here. You can grab the chest and heal yourself if you want to. I'm going to use my magic on the ninjas here. Because once we defeat the hand doesn't come back, so... Well, let Ekei get grabbed by the hand, and then you can run up and start hitting it. But you do still have to be careful of the ninjas. And that little message will pop up in the bottom right when everything is dead. If you want to run back to the previous room to get your magic refilled, I would recommend it. Just be aware that the archers are going to be in here, so... There will be new enemies in this room. Just run past them into the red door, and you're safe in this room. you can grab the puzzle chest over here. We need the bottom arrow on the right arrow on top, and the top arrow on the left. And this will get you your first power jewel. Make sure you go in and use it. I would actually recommend healing here. Um, you're going to get a medicine before the end of this area, and you kind of need the healing stuff. So make sure you have some health on you, because this next room is a pain in the butt for me. Just an FYI. Come towards the screen. I recommend trying to knock these guys over and just run past them and get through the door. This room is... I don't know what it is, because mostly I don't have trouble fighting those guys, but in that hall, they always wreck me. So I recommend just running towards them, doing the overhead slash to knock them over, and trying to get through the room there. We do have to go back in that room, which is unfortunate, but run forward to this door and go through. We have to get the little scene with the guy here, so press A to skip through the text. We don't have to grab the book behind him this time, so we can just turn out around and exit. And if you grab this chest, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going to use the item, but it doesn't hurt anything. At the top, you're going to have the scene where Ekei will help you fight. Do be aware of the ninjas here. Try to not take too much damage, because we do have a boss fight coming up. In fact, if you really wanted to, you could probably mostly just run around and block while Ekei takes care of everything, but you'll have a scene once everything is dead. We're going to go to the left here, and there's going to be an archer here. They take 3 hits on this difficulty, so they might hit you before you can get one in, although I call bull crap on that. My sword had already hit him. Regardless, go past them into the room, grab the medicine from the chest, or the herb, excuse me. I knew it was some sort of healing item, and try to grab the purify charm. You can ignore the ninja, just run back to the door and exit. There's going to be 3 archers out here, but they're not going to be aiming at you. Potentially. That one on the right is aiming at me, but Magoichi is down below, so they might be aiming at him. Try to kill all 3 of them and just absorb everything. Magoichi is fighting people down below, and we're going to let him kill everything and add to our orb combo. It's going to take a little bit. It's not going to give us a whole lot, but every little bit helps on hard. So there we go. Everything's dead. We got a cool extra 450 XP for doing that. Worth it. So we're going to go into this next room. You want to run through if you can. There's this ninja in the corner that can be a pain, but just go down. We need to go back under the stairs here and use the purify charm on the body, wherever it is. I keep forgetting we don't have any healing items, and I want to scroll down a lot further than we need to. This is going to give us the bronze mask left portion. And we're going to leave. I don't think any enemies spawn in front of us. But this next room is a pain in the butt. So we have to try to get those mask pieces into the door and get through the door, but those swordsmen are going to be out there. So you kind of have 2 options here. You can try to run to the magic mirror and enhance and save and then go to the door, or you can just try to go to the door and get through the next sequence, and then you can come back to the magic mirror if you need to. I'm going to make a stop at the magic mirror because it shouldn't take me too long. We're going to add all of our experience in there, and then we're going to save. That way, if we do kind of ruin something here, we can just reload. Run towards the door and try to knock this guy over with an overhead slice, and you should be safe if you get that guy knocked over. Do be aware you're going to be fighting 2 of the Orb Swordsmen after the scene in the next room. We're going to try to line them up from one side so that we can Burrito combo and take both of them out. So, what I'm going to do is go around to this side and keep them on the same side so that maybe my combo will stagger one of them. There's the Cross Swords achievement, if you had not already gotten that, which you should have, but head back along the left wall there, and you can get a medicine from the chest here. I recommend using the herb to heal yourself here. We do have the boss fight with Gogan Dantis, and we're going to swap over to the Hyujinyari and use the secret combo. As long as you keep spamming that, you should be fine to get this done before you die. If you really want to, you can go back through the door here. This leads back out to where the magic mirror was, so you could go back and save now in case you die or want to retry. But we're almost to the point where we're going to have the white necklace, and that will allow us to save most of our healing items for boss fights and stuff like that. So go through, run forward into the arena, and immediately start doing the combo. So I was able to get him without him hitting me at all. That is not likely going to happen. Obviously, eventually Oyu shows up and the fight ends. But I didn't get hit there, which was actually pretty nice. We're going to continue all the way through here and climb up the rope ladder and run forward and interact with the orb. Again, if you are having trouble, and I'm not explaining everything, my text walkthrough does have more detailed strategies laid out for a lot of these fights and weapons. Interact with the ball again to select and place the Faith Orb, and you're going to be back in Imasho Village. We don't have a whole lot to do here. This is kind of the end. We're going to get our power and magic jewels from our compatriots. We're going to grind out gold to get our final things from the shop and the white, the white necklace, so that we can just heal ourselves by standing still. And that's where a lot of our time is going to come from, because we are going to be finishing rooms and likely just standing still to let our health come back. So, run forward. You're going to trigger a scene with Kotaro. Then continue forward into the open market, but once you get into the open market, we're going to turn to the left. And this first booth here, talk to the guy like 5 or 6 times, and he's going to give you the comb. Now we can continue forward. The shop has restocked for the final time. We need 9,600 gold to buy everything. More than likely, you do not have 9,600 gold. We're going to go to the shop and figure out how much we need. I think I bought everything, so I should be needing 9,600, but we'll just make sure. 4, 11, 14, 15, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 75, 10, 5, 10, 6. I think I did 11, 14, 15, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 9, 5, 9, 6. Okay. I was like, wait, I think I did some math wrong there. So we need 9,600, plus we need an extra 200 to buy the black beer. So we need 9,800 in total. Now, there are two different ways to do this. One, and the faster one, is to go through the mine from floor to floor or room to room and collect all the gold. You can also grind the lizard men on the way up to the mine, as they are now the purple lizard men. They can be crit, they give decent XP. You're not going to get a ton of gold by doing it, but it does allow you to upgrade all of your items. If that's something you want to do, feel free. Um, in fact, I think I'm going to do that for a little bit just to get some XP, because we are really close to leveling our armor to level 2. Okay, folks, with that done, we're going to head up and start grinding along the path. I do want to warn you that these enemies, well, they hit a lot harder than they did on hard, so your crit timing has to be pristine. I feel like the crit window is slightly tighter for these enemies, too. Like, I don't know. At least on hard compared to easy. I don't understand why he staggers like that. Like, he doesn't... No one else staggers when they get hit by that, like Jubei does. And it takes him, like, 3 minutes to recover from being stabbed like that. It's really awkward. Like, I'm not saying you get stabbed by a sword, you're gonna get back up, but it's just a weird kind of reaction to being hit, where no one else has that reaction. We're going to run inside because I have enough XP to level up my armor, which will make our survivability a little bit better. And with the armor upgraded, we start working on our greaves. I'm going to make a save here. And we'll just keep going here. And we're going to go... all the way through. We're going to go into this room first. See if there's any gold down here. It's usually not very much, so feel free to skip that room. We don't need the loaded dice, so we're not going to talk to that guy walking around. In this next room here, we're going to talk to this guy on the left. We're going to get a medicine for it. We are going to make one run to the back. But I don't recommend fighting anything unless you absolutely have to, because the enemies just aren't really worth it. In fact, this next room, we might die going through it. There's a bunch of bugs and that log demon there, and it's just a pain to get through that one. With the camera angle, specifically. The boss room has robots. Run through it, because they target you immediately. Do not stop moving. We're going to grab all of the gold we can get back here. And then we're going to run out to the entrance. We're going to save at the magic mirror. And then we're going to go back and grind out the lizards. I'm actually... just to be safe, I'm gonna save at this magic mirror. Because I hate this log demon bug room. Okay, we're into the safe rooms now. Again, I'm going to save at the magic mirror in the next room, and then I'm going to run out and grind some of the lizards. If I die, I die, but I'm going to be focusing on trying to level up my Burrito to level 3. That is the next milestone. So we're going to grind for gold. We're going to focus on the Burrito to level 3 because we don't have a whole lot to the next boss. So, in fact, you might want to just get all your armor to level 2 and get the Burrito up to level 3 using these lizards here. Okay, folks, so that is 10,000 gold. I got up to 20 XP bars. That's going to be enough to get our Burrito up to level 3, which is what we're going to do right away. And then we'll start trying to get our armors up to level 2. Um, but first and foremost, let's go buy everything. That'll give us the white necklace. And then we'll be able to just heal by standing still. Now, I'm not going to, put in all the times where I'm standing still. So there probably are going to be a lot of edits where I'm just like, okay, we're going to use the white necklace, and then we pop back in and we have our full health. So go ahead and buy everything, then talk to him, get the white necklace, go ahead and put that on. We won't be wearing any other necklaces until we get the black one near the end of the game. Talk to this guy to buy the black beer. And now we're going to go back here. If you need to get any magic from the well, do so, and we're going to enhance our Burrito. So what, that took 18 bars to get the Burrito to max on hard, huh? Okay, and we'll put whatever left we have in the greaves. And then we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little save there. Okay, we're going to go all the way back. I actually should have had you do something else before we saved, but we're going to do this. Might as well save after we enhance. We got to go all the way back to the stable, and we have that one person back here that gives us the glass that we got in playthrough 1 as well. So talk to him 3 times to get the glass, and now we're going to return. We're going to give everyone their armor and their weapons. So first, run over to Ekei. We're going to give him, what are they called? The Fudo Leg Guard and the Hootengeki. So give him both of those. You should get tech books in response. It doesn't really matter what you get. I already covered that the tech books don't really make that much of a difference, but he's going to tell you about the woman upstairs, which is Oyu, and then the woman in the market.
I didn't know you're such a ladies' man. You have a beautiful visitor waiting for you in the marketplace. And another sweet thing in Western armor upstairs. Be a friend and share.
So give him the Hootengeki next. That's probably absolutely butchered.
This will suit me very well.
Now turn around and we'll do the same with Magoichi. Gotta give him the Gorai Shinki and the Western Greaves. Oh, excuse me, I bumped the mic there.
Another magnificent piece to add to my collection. Ooh, my feet, thank you.
Now we're gonna go up the stairs here and to Kotaro and give him the Gabishi and the Keimyo Hachimaki. Again, my English butt is probably mispronouncing all of these, but
Can I test this on you? Just kidding. This is rare. My friends will be jealous.
on your way out to Oyu, grab the folding fan from the chest, and then give Oyu her silver armor and, I can't remember, the phalange, I think it is.
This fits great.
She gave us a medicine. That's nice. That's an extra healing item. I'd rather get those than the tech books, to be honest. And then the phalange is near the bottom.
This sword
I actually never went through to find out if they only have like one medicine to give you. Like what they have one power jewel. Oh, see, we got a magic jewel. So, this is something that can happen. So, with Oyu given her items, we're going to go down and make our usual save. Because Oyu's going to be the first one that we try to get the other jewel from. So for Oyu, we're going to give her both the hair ornament and the glass in order. So, since we already got a jewel for her, if you only got one, if you don't have a jewel from her, give her the hair ornament. For me specifically, since I got a jewel, I'm going to give her both gift items and hope one of them gives me the jewel. Like that. That was pretty lucky there. But you're going to give her the hair ornament until she gives you a jewel. Then you're going to save downstairs and come up and give her the glass until she gives you the other jewel, unless you already got one like I did. Little confusing there, but it might be different for you because you might not get a jewel from her. So it's a little complex to try to explain all of this. But I have both jewels from Oyu. If you do not, if the hair ornament finally gave you a jewel, go back and save, and then you'll come back and give her the glass until you get the other jewel, if that makes sense. I am going to give her the glass right now, just so I don't forget, as the second gift.
Its unique design captivates me.
And now we're going to go back and save, and we have to do the same thing with Kotaro. And hopefully these will be nicer than the bones were earlier for me. But we're going to go to Kotaro and give him the pocket watch first until we get a jewel, and then the compass until we get a jewel.
Wow. Is this what they call a pocket watch?
Well, we didn't get it, so... Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think it was like 6 or 7 reloads. That's not terrible. We're going to go back down and make our save, and then we'll start giving him the compass until we get the other jewel from him. So now we're going to give him the compass, which is all the way at the bottom, until we get the other jewel.
Wow! I finally get to see one of these.
And we didn't get it. So that one only took me 2 reloads. So that was exceptionally nice of them. So hopefully Magoichi and Ekei are nice to us as well. We're going to go back down. And we'll save. We're going to do Ekei next. So we're going to give Ekei the folding fan first until we get a jewel. And then we'll give the Tengu mask until we get the other.
One day, I will enchant you with my famous dance.
Excuse me. And we didn't get the jewel, so... Okay, that one took a good 10 or 15 reloads, unfortunately, so we'll go back, go save, and then we'll start on giving him the Tengu mask for the other jewel.
One day, I will enchant you with my famous dance.
Okay, that was about another 20 reloads there, unfortunately. But now we're done with Ekei. Run back and save. And now we have to give Magoichi the blue parrot and the black beer. Until we get his jewels.
You are a neat guy.
Thanks, I needed that.
So, blue parrot first. Okay, that only took about 10 reloads or so that was rather nice. Hopefully this last one is easy too. So now we're just going to give him the black beer until we get our final jewel. And the good news is we never have to do these again after this. So give him the black beer until you get your final jewel. And you'll never have to give these gifts for the jewels ever again. We do have to do the black necklace bones next playthrough, but the jewels are the time-consuming one. So, black beer till you get the other jewel. And there we go, the final jewel. We now have... Oh, shoot, I am still giving him gifts. Let's get out of that. Now have our 4 power jewels and our 4 magic jewels. Go ahead and use all of them. We're going to run back into the back room here. We're going to zap up some of the magic there, and then I'm going to let the white necklace restore our health while I explain what we're going to do next. We're going to go upstairs and give Oyu a bunch of gifts in a row, and that will make her path our primary one, and then we're going to make Ekei hate us again. And that will basically be it. Once your health comes back, we're going to run up, go to Oyu, and we're going to give her these things in order. First, give her the comb.
I've been in need of this, thank you.
And then give her the mirror after. Hopefully we get a lot of healing items. That's the goal. But I can't predict that that's a random thing, so.
It's just what I wanted. Thank you.
Then we'll give the red parrot.
You are cute.
Oh, he's speaking to me. Good boy.
The rouge.
I'm very glad that you found this for me.
The crystal ball.
It's fascinating.
The love potion.
Oh no, I feel strange. What is happening?
And finally, the couples rings. This will lock us into Oyu's path, and then we need to make
This
sure
reward
that
we feel like
Magoichi
we're
has
together.
more friendship with us than
Always.
Ekei does. So we have to go give Ekei gifts that he hates, just like we did in playthrough 1. So give him the book of short stories. He should give all of these back to you.
Books are a waste of time.
The plant encyclopedia.
I don't need this.
The black pills.
What is this? Goat droppings or something?
And history book volume 8.
I don't need this.
Okay, folks, sorry about that. I had to make a bit of an edit as I missed something in my walkthrough here. So, we got one more thing to do before we leave here, and I apologize for not pointing this out. So, we have given all of the items to Oyu, and we gave our last gifts to Ekei as well to make sure he hates us. But we also need to make Kotaro hate us. Kotaro. So go upstairs, and we're going to go into the room here and talk to Kotaro, and we're going to give him the pirate costume that we got from Oyu. And we're going to give it to him, and he's going to tell us, screw off, get out of here.
This will only slow me down.
And he's going to give it back to us. So, in typical Harvest Moon fashion, I guess technically opposite Harvest Moon fashion, we're going to keep giving it to him. We're going to do this 5 times. And this will lower his relationship with us enough that he won't interfere when we get to the Fog Valley Forest, which is what we need. So just give it to him 5 times in total. Make sure it's 5. You can give it to him more if you want, but of course, try to keep up with exactly the way I do it, if you're following along with me. And we have to do this because this is the only playthrough that we can get, I believe anyways, I don't think we do this on any other run, Oyu's sparring achievement. So we need to make sure that Kotaro doesn't like us enough that he won't come save us out of the
This will
forest.
only slow me down.
So that's all 5 there. We're going to run away, and we're going to make another save here before we leave. And overwrite the one we got. And then we will continue. Again, this is the point of no return, so we're going to head into the open market and talk to the girl in the umbrella. And you can't come back here, so make sure everything is done before you do.
Look at me.
So we're going to run over to the magic mirror here. We're going to make a new save. And we're going to just walk right through to the next screen. And the next screen, we're going to have a cutscene with Kotaro and Oyu. We're going to stop and kill everything. I don't know if it makes a difference. And affects her relationship status with us, but we're going to do it anyways. So just start... Well, try to kill everything. And if you can, use Oyu to kind of block you. I don't think anything else spawns in, so just... and you can't give her a gift here, so... Once the first wave of enemies is gone, just move on to the next area. Excuse me. We're going to hop across the stones here. Go through the cave. You may have to kill the bugs on the way through because there is a log demon at the end and he can be a pain. So as you're going through, if any of the bugs pop out, just start swinging away at them. It's a little bit of a pain to stop and kill them. But if you try to run all the way past them, the log demon will corner you, and the bugs will come in and attack you from behind. So, if you get a chance, get that Burrito combo in there. And once he's dead, go through the door for a scene. Once the scene is done, you can grab the Ring of Takajo. I'm going to butcher that. Just like I do Kotaro, because I'm an ignorant American. Go back through the door. We're going to return all the way to that first magic mirror. Don't bother fighting anything unless you have to get through. Like the bugs here, sometimes, like this one is blocking me. Do go slow, though, because the bugs will pop out of the ground and will attack you. If there are 4 up, you can continue running and not have to worry about any more popping out of the ground. Ignore Kotaro. Into the next area. Try to run through here, but there's some orb swordsmen, so when you get close to them, just block and keep going. There's also an archer on the other side. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was an archer there too. Maybe it's another difficulty or something. Just block by the orb swordsman and continue on. I don't recommend fighting any of the enemies here because they're a pain in the butt, and there's 3 archers up here. So once you get up, I recommend blocking. Just run into the next door. If you need to save, you can go back, and the archers will be gone. And you can just run up to the magic mirror, excuse me, and save. I'm going to make a new save because I did take some damage there. That way if we have a backup if we need to go back further. And we're going to head back into this area. Now this can be a pain in the butt. Walk in, go down the hallway. You're going to have to get through these guys. But they do not That was a crit timing there. It just didn't give it to me. There we go. We're going to go over to the puzzle box and solve it. It's the right arrow on top and the bottom arrow on the right to get a power jewel. Try to go back. You might get attacked. Work your way through if you can. And we just need to go into the back and through the broken screen if you can. Again, the camera and controls can be a pain. And just go back to the door here to get through into the next room. You're going to get a scene in here. Walk up to the armware, open your inventory, and use the ring and the power jewel. And after the scene, you can move all of these in order until the puzzle is solved. So turn the top one until the black animal is displayed. Turn the bottom one until the red animal is displayed, which should be 2. Turn the left one until the white animal is displayed, which should also be 2. And turn the right one until the blue animal, which is 1. Then you can interact with the device and you'll climb down the ladder. We're going to stand still here and wait for our health to come back. And with your health back, we're going to continue through this room that you probably remember. Work your way through. You'll have the floor fall through and all that. Hop across and climb up with up on the analog. Turn the corner and slash the wires. Run back and hop across. Pull yourself up. And hop across and hold down. Sorry. Until that thing goes by. Out here, we're going to use the magic mirror. Again, I'm going to use the magic mirror constantly, so we have saves. We are going to get the Senpumaru, so I'm probably going to try to get enough XP to level the Senpumaru up to level 2 before our next boss fight. So for now, I wouldn't spend any XP. I'll hold on to it. We're going to overwrite that save now that we refilled our health. And we're going to work our way up the path here. I am going to fight these enemies here, if I can learn how to time things. Because we need the XP. If you do find yourself having trouble, there are other places to grind. The camera angles kind of suck here, so... Oh, that was rude. You did the scream. I couldn't see it because of the camera angle. And that's why if you want to move on, you can. This spot can be a pain. Because it's just so hard to see. Yeah, we're just going to run past him. There's a better spot for grinding, so. Wait for this guy to walk out, block, and then go around him. You're safe on the ladder. And continue forward and up the next ladder. You're going to get attacked on the bridge here, and Oyu should help you.
Are you all right?
Just like the first time we were here, if you do end up knocking anyone off of the bridge, they do release orbs, so... If you do have any purple orbs that pop out, try to grab them. If Oyu uses her magic attack, stand back because she can release health orbs or magic orbs or whatever you may need. Unfortunately, she got grabbed, but get some of our health back. Again, I'm going to stay right here and let our health come back because the next screen is a pain.